What's up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time I'm doing my Act the Pimp series where I answer your most pressing questions that you have for your boy Doody. So let's get into it. Thank you very much for everyone that went out into my community page and posted questions. I appreciate it. I do enjoy answering these questions, so big ups to everyone for taking the time and asking me these awesome questions. So let's get into it. I think I may have like 20 or 30 questions. It's not that many. A lot of my viewers decided to troll me and put troll comments, which is all good. You know, your boy Doody doesn't mind that at all. So let me take a sip of water and we'll get started. Refreshing. All right. Let's see here. So the first comment here is by Donald Reno. No matter how much you control Phil or Wings in 2023, the fact remains that they will never change. That may be true. They may never change. I know for example, Phil never changes internally. For example, true change has to come, like within. You have to really want to change. And the change has to be genuine. It can't just be, oh, I'm changing because I want to make someone happy, or I don't want anyone to nag me, or I don't want to get in trouble. That's not really change. That's just modifying your behavior. And eventually what ends up happening is, if you don't change internally, like change who you are as a person, it doesn't matter if you're trying to fake it, for whatever means. If they don't change, then that's on them. I mean, it doesn't impact any of us. It impacts their lives. They're the ones that have to live their lives. They have to live miserably. Wings is miserable. DSP is miserable. Boogie is miserable. All these locals are miserable. They all have these common traits and these common personalities that, these people, they don't know each other. They've never been around each other. They don't, they don't have any relations whatsoever, but yet their online persona is exactly the same. And again, that's why they're called locale. So if they don't want to change, then that's on them. They're the ones that have to suffer the repercussions. So thank you very much for that question. And then Justin noted, Phil may change once he can't fuel his addiction to WWE champions. No, I think we have to differentiate changing for the better, like genuine change, and then fake change just to not get in trouble. So there's two types of changes, and like I stated earlier, that type of change that you make for, say, someone, or you're faking it just so that you don't get in trouble, that never lasts, because your true nature always comes out. That's why when Phil talks about being positive, when he talks about being a better person, a better streamer, it doesn't happen because he's not changing who he is as a person. He's not genuinely changing. He's just modifying his behavior so that, again, he can fuel his addictions and continue streaming and not have to get a real job. Okay. Marshmallow with the question, do you think the locals will succumb to their lifestyles or surpass it in either character development or pay supporting them until the day they quit, die? For example, Wings has a medical episode while streaming, or DSP going broke and homeless, or will they change? Well, they won't change now. They won't change. What'll happen to both of these is something will happen in their lives, whether it be a medical episode, whether it be a another bankruptcy, or losing his home, or whatever have you for DSP. Something big is going to happen that's going to alter their life and their current path. You can't continue doing the same thing over and over and over again. It eventually dries up. For Wings, I definitely see it being a medical issue with him, just because of his obesity and just how he just doesn't take care of himself, and he just physically is taxing his body to a point where one day something's going to give. For DSP, I think it's going to be financial. It could be him losing his home. It could be Cat leaving. That's another thing. I mean, Phil is the epitome of being a narcissist. And just the mere fact that, Cat would one day get up and leave and divorce him would hurt his ego to a point where it may break it. So yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, these people will scrounge and live off whatever they can get from their viewers, whether it be modifying their lifestyle, changing things. I mean, Wings would rather sell his truck than get a real job. That's just, and you know how much he loves his truck. So, they'll live this meager life as best as they can. And then, like I said, something major will happen to both of them that will alter it. So, hope I answered the question. Okay. The next question is from Mike A. When DSP eventually loses his channel and gets kicked off the internet for good, who do you think he'll ultimately blame in the end? When it is all said and done, whose fault will it be? Cat, Tevin, Twitch, or Gout? He'll blame everyone. Essentially, he will run down his whole history, starting from high school, the helicopter company, his parents, Pandally, Twitch, who else? Stream Elements, Streamlabs, Spring, anyone that basically said you are intolerable and we don't want to deal with you in his life, he will blame. So the next one, the next one he'll blame will be YouTube, because I think that's going to be the next shoe to drop. Will be him getting the partner. He's going to do something that's going to, like every time people get reported, every time Phil gets reported, he thinks that, no, it's YouTube, they don't care about it. The worst that he's going to get is his video may get a mature rating. That's not true. What happens when these reports get submitted in, they go and someone actually does a review of it. Someone actually does review it. So what he's going to do is he's going to run into one person one day, one of these YouTube workers. They're going to look at a complaint and say, you know what? This guy's out of sort. He has a history. We're going to departner him, and then it's going to go up the chain, whatever that process is, and he's going to get the partner. He may not get banned, but he'll definitely get the partner. I mean, you could say with LTG, no one ever thought LTG was going to ever get the boot from YouTube. He's gotten strikes and so on. Excuse me. He's gotten strikes and stuff like that, but he's never really fully gotten banned from YouTube. So I think DSP has this thought in his head that he's kind of untouchable and YouTube won't really bother him, or they don't care, and that's not true. They give you more of a rope than most companies, but eventually you're going to do something stupid that's going to catch the eye of someone doing a review on one of your reports, and they're just going to get tired of it. So so he'll definitely blame YouTube next, but then of course it's not just YouTube, it's everything and everyone in his life that ever crossed him, said anything negative about him, or took money out of his pocket. Okay, the next one is from ZGDNZ. Can you see DSP going back home to lay his parents to rest without gaining something in return? Well, as far as I know, Linda and Dave's parents actually own a home. I believe both his parents might be retired, so there's some savings or 401k or something. I mean, I don't know what the full situation is, but I guess he would have to go. He would have to go deal with it. I mean, if he doesn't, I'm not sure who will, being the fact that there are no other siblings, and from what I understand, their family is kind of estranged from other family members. But I guess a death, when a death happens, you kind of put all that stuff away. I can see him calling his aunt or someone and basically saying, I'm in Seattle or I'm in Washington. I can't get here because I have to stream, I have to work, I can't take time off. Can you handle the arrangements and have them pay for it? And then just have him fly down for maybe one day to bury them. And, of course, knowing Phil, he has talked to his parents and probably made them pay for their arrangements ahead of time, and also have some type of will. I just don't know. But yeah, I think I heard that being said, the podcast a few weeks ago, and they were kind of talking about the same question. And, someone had mentioned, I think it was, I forgot who it was, but they had mentioned and said that, they think that Phil is kind of waiting for that payout. And he thinks whatever payout he may get with the passing of his parents, that will kind of boost him and give him, give him that financial freedom that he's looking for and get him out of debt. Which, no, not really. I don't know what their house is worth. I don't know how much of a mortgage they owe. And knowing Phil, he probably has no clue either. So, but yeah, I think he's probably waiting on his parents to just, kick the bucket, and he hopes to get some cash infusion, some liquidity for his WWE Champions addiction. So, alrighty. Pizzagate is real. Do you honestly believe Kat knows what DSP is up to, begging WWE champions, etc., and goes along with it for semi-comfortable life, or is she completely oblivious? I think she knows a little bit about it. Like, from what I gather, she did know about the WWE champions and the mobile game addiction a few years back when he made the deal with his parents. I think she kind of knew about that, but I think it's a combination of both. I think she kind of buries her head in the sand, like, okay, let me step back. So essentially, DSP is the type of person that he doesn't share any of his personal or financial information with anyone, and that goes along with Kat. He is the type of person that he probably tells Kat, have your money go into my account so that we can pay bills, and then I'll give you an allowance. That's probably what happens. I don't think she understands or knows their financial situation or how bad it is. And of course, DSP more than likely, gives her some BS answer or question, or basically says, well, I really didn't make that many tips today. I can't afford this. We have to wait for my paycheck that comes in from YouTube, that type of stuff. So yeah, I think she knows a little bit of it, but I think it's two parts. She kind of puts her head in the sand and she figures, well, as long as everything's paid and I'm living comfortably and I can work a part-time job or not work at all, then, oh well, I guess Phil was handling it. And then, of course, Phil, I believe, just kind of keeps all that stuff private. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has no clue what he brings in every day for tips and what his monthly income is. She might have kind of a general concept because of the YouTube chat, but I can picture Phil lying to her and saying, no, I didn't really make that much money this month. I made half of what I thought I was going to make, so I can't afford X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I could see Phil definitely doing that. All right, thanks for the question. Let me change up the music here. Here it is. I like this a little bit more upbeat. Or what's this that I just heard? Did I just hear this right now? I think I was just playing this. I don't know. Your boy Doody's a little tired. Nope, I was playing Mission to Mars. Okay, all right. So I'm going to go back to... No, that's not what I want. Here it is. This is what I want to play. All right, thank you for the question. Agreeable compliments. Thank you, Pimp, for the question. Let's see. This might be a lame question, but I've been thinking about making content myself, so I'm curious. I know in the past you mentioned you do channels through your LLC. I noticed that Phil and Richard Gravy have their channels set up through a business as well. Is there a reason for this, and would you recommend it? So yeah, so essentially I have an LLC for other businesses, so it really wasn't for YouTube specific, but yeah, it's very cheap to set up an LLC. An LLC essentially you can go anywhere. It costs you a couple $100 to kind of set it up, and what it does is it sets you up as a business. And really what it's for is it gives you some protections against legal issues. So for example, if something happens to like say you, how do I put it? Let's say that you own real estate, right? And you don't have enough renters insurance, to cover your tenants. And let's say something happens, so that fire occurs, and you don't have enough insurance to kind of pay stuff off. The person that may have gotten injured can sue you, but they can only sue you for money within the business, or your personal assets can't be touched. Essentially, it gives you some protections over your personal finances, just in case something catastrophic happens with your business. So you can get sued, but really the only thing that can be taken or you can get sued for is anything within that business, any holdings that you have within that business. I hope that makes sense. So it kind of provides you a little bit of legal protection. Also, what it does is you can set up an LLC with whatever name you have. So I have a my LLC is set up kind of with the pseudonym. I don't want to say what it is, but it's kind of a name of my business, and it's not any of my real information, So, for example, if I get a copy strike on YouTube and I have to provide my personal information. With my LLC, I don't have to do that. I can provide my LLC information, so my personal information doesn't get out there. So essentially, it gives you a little bit of protection. That's what it does. So if you're a small-time YouTuber, I wouldn't recommend an LLC. You really don't need it. But if you're planning to do it for the long haul and you want to just make it kind of legit, you also get a tax ID number, which is really good for filing taxes. It makes it a lot easier when you file your taxes, because when I file taxes, I file my personal taxes for myself, and then I file business taxes, and I actually get some tax breaks. It's a little easier for me. It's a little easier to file taxes that way. So that's why. Knowing I don't think Wings has an LLC. Wings is just Wings. DSP does. He does have an LLC. But knowing him, it was probably because he thought it makes him look important or sound important. The way it sounds, he does his taxes and everything. It just sounds like he submits personal income taxes and that's it. So he really doesn't. I don't know what he's using it for, but it's not really something you need for YouTube. I mean, you're not building or renting or providing any kind of products that could make you legally liable. So yeah, hope that answers your question. And yeah, definitely not a lame question. Oh, it's actually a really good question. So yeah, big ups to LLC. And they're trying to weaponize it. Their channels don't have business licenses. Yeah, essentially what an LLC is just incorporating. That's all you're doing. So you have a sole proprietor, an LLC, and then you have kind of a regular bigger business like a corporation. And most small, most people that have a small business or whatever, they typically have a sole proprietorship, or they have an LLC. So yeah, I have it just to keep my finances kind of separate. And I used to do rental properties and a few other things. So yeah, I just have everything wrapped up under my LLC. Alrighty, let's see here. Fast Eddie, do you find it discouraging how no matter how much trash comes out about Snort King, it doesn't seem to matter? I know his growth in peak ages ago, but he continues to get subs, tons of tips, etc. Well, it's funny. I had this conversation yesterday with Chill Murray. I was on his podcast, and someone else. I forgot his name. My apologies. He was I think a former Street Fighter competitor. We had a really chill conversation. This actually came up, and I told them that they had asked me do I feel down? Do I get depressed? Does it make me mad that it seems like sometimes Phil gets wins? And I said no. I look at DSP and Wings as soap operas. So they're here mainly for my entertainment. In the Spanish community. If you ever watch the Spanish channel, if you have one available on your station, they have something what's called a telenovela, which essentially is Spanish for a soap opera, and it's really over the top. I don't know if anyone's ever watched kind of Indian or Hindi cinema, where their movies are just extremely over the top. Like it's super outrageous, and it's funny to watch. But that's just part of their cinema. Well, it's the same thing with the Spanish soap opera. Everything's over the top. Everything is exaggerated. And I grew up watching that because my mom used to watch it. So that's when I envision Phil, DSP, and Wings, I think of them as kind of these telenovelas, these soap operas. And you have your highs and you have your lows. And I try not to let myself get down or depressed if Phil gets a win, for example. Because what I think about is I know ultimately where it's going to end. It's going to end with Phil and Wings eventually crashing. This gravy train that they have doesn't last long. These two people have the personalities and the ego that just turns people off. It just turns so many people off. And when you don't have any allies, it's really difficult to kind of survive. I mean, these two have been scratching and clawing their way and eking out a living for a while now, but mainly wings. DSP does a little bit better for himself, but DSP's problem is he has other vices that hurt him. And until he gets those vices under control, WWE champions, gym, so on, he's going to keep living this sad existence. So yeah, if he has a good day and he gets a couple $100 in tips, what I think about? I think about, okay, well, he got these tips. What is he gonna do with it? Is he gonna save it? Is he gonna invest it? Is he gonna fix up his broken down home? No, he's probably gonna spend it on WWE, DoorDash, and just trash that he doesn't need. So, I know that money's gonna be gone. Lickety split, it's gonna be gone quick. And then he's gonna be back to square one the next day. I always have the comment that Phil lives he doesn't live day to day or paycheck to paycheck. He lives tip to tip. So he is relying on tip to tip, and that's a very sad and pitiful existence. And it's very stressful. So whenever you sit here and you say, oh, Phil's, making bank and he's getting over on people, and think of it as look at his existence. Look at how he has to live his life. Look at the mere fact that he's so paranoid that he doesn't like going outside because he worries someone's going to follow him or someone's going to do something to him, which they're not. He's just super paranoid. No one cares. Trolling someone on the internet and YouTube is way different than actually going to someone and physically harming them or doing some damage. So he has to live this, existence of that's sad. It's very sad. You're in your house. You don't go anywhere. You have no friends. You consider a cat and horse family. It's sad. You know what I mean? So never let yourself get down when you see or you think Phil is actually winning. And the one thing, if you watch my videos, I've been chronicling what he's been making the beginning of the year versus what he made last year, and he's seen a big drop. He's down by about 35% in super chats and tips. So he is not pacing what he made last year. And Phil treats his streams like a business. So when you're a business, the expectation is that every quarter you're supposed to grow, or you're supposed to keep pace with the previous quarter or the last year. So right now at this point, he is trending down. So if this doesn't change, Phil will probably make about 30% or 35% less than what he made in 2023. That's regarding tips and super chats. So yeah, just think of those things whenever you feel like, you think Phil is winning or, things are going right for him. Hope that answered your question. Let's see. And no, I don't get discouraged because again, I watch them. To me, they're entertainment, and I do everything I can to expose them so that more people can see the type of people they are. And yeah, because I know, 99% of the people out there on YouTube that have a slight interest in DSP are not going to go and watch his boring 10 hours, 10 hours of content every day. They're going to watch the tractor channels. So what I do is I try to highlight all the little key things, that expose Phil for the horrible person he is. Okay, WNG, do you think there's a chance that Kat has already left Phil and we don't know about it? Yeah, there is a possibility that already occurred. So you guys know last year in February, there was some emergency that occurred where Phil couldn't stream and he was all stressed out and he had to go somewhere. A lot of people speculated that either Kat lost her job or Kat left, and the way he was stressing out and everything, I think it sounded more of Kat left. Like they had a big fight, something happened and she left. Now, whether she came back or not, I don't know. I'm speculating that she may have lost her job and that her and Phil got into a big fight and she probably rolled out. She probably left. There have been other things that have happened. For example, like him having conversations with a woman and he claims it was Jasper. That one time where he was doing Feasting with the King. So there may be she may be there, maybe back. But again, I don't think that's going to last. I think that eventually Kat will grow tired of it. And I know she's gained a bit of weight. So I don't know, maybe sometimes people make a life change and decide, okay, I want to start working out, I want to start looking better, and they lose some weight and they get a little bit of attention, and if you're not truly happy, you may spend your time focusing on that attention, and things might happen. So we shall see, though. Something will happen eventually. It's something big will happen. Like, for example, I know if Phil loses his channel and he can't make that income that he's making and support his lifestyle, she would definitely be out. She'd be out. That's why I think Panda Lee rolled out. Panda Lee rolled out because initially when she was with Phil was still making pretty good bank. And then in the middle of that, he got, the ad apocalypse. He lost he lost a lot of funding. He got booted a couple times from different sites. And I think Panda Lee was like, okay, he's a loser. He's not going anywhere, so I'm out. I'm still young. I'm still semi-attractive. I'm out. And that's what ended up happening, Panda Lee. Alrighty. Seth Snortland. Okay. Yo, Happy New Year's, Comrade Doody. Here's to a great 2023. Happy New Year, Pimp. Thank you very much for the sentiment. I appreciate that. LLC. Are you and James the Lesser expressly related in any way? No, we are not. Me and James are not. It's really funny because we actually talk on DM a lot, and I always crack him because he's a bit of a lefty, and of course you guys know your boy Doody's a bit of a righty, so we clash on politics. It's nothing major. It's more just kind of goofing off and stuff like that. But no, we are not. We are not related, but we do communicate, and we do kind of collab on the back end, and I can't get too much into that as it relates to DSP. Would you be open to collab with? Yeah, definitely. I don't mind collabing with anyone. I'm going to be doing some Chill Mary. Me and Snort Hogan are cool. We do stuff. I collabed with 007 a while back ago. So yeah, I don't mind whatsoever collabing with anyone. Let's see. And the editors paint the imaginary from the artistic angle. Oh, let me see. Videos. Oh, wait. Like, would you be open to collab with other editors like myself in the future to create? Oh, yeah, definitely. LLC, do me a favor. If you want, drop me a DM, duty call of, and yeah, we could chat. Yeah, I don't mind at all, man. I definitely like collabing with people. I've actually had a couple people that watch the channel give me artwork and stuff for my thumbnails, and I do appreciate it, and I definitely give credit. And if it's something big or whatever, that's going to take time, I don't mind paying people. So yeah, definitely hit me up. IRR Glow Bunny. Do you think DSP lies to Cat about gambling? Oh yeah. I think she knows, and I think the last time this blew up when the whole 10-year plan with his mom, when his mom had to give him money for the taxes. This came up, and I know Phil specifically said it, and he actually told everyone that he promised Cat he'd stop the WWE champion stuff, which of course, due to the bank leaks, we know that was a lie. He's never stopped it, and he still does it, and especially with the Tractor Jasper Kitty showing Phil's phone, we all know that Phil still plays WWE champion. So I'm pretty sure he's lying to her about it, and he's the type that he'll never leave his phone anywhere near Cat by himself. Like if he has to go to the bathroom and he's downstairs with Cat, there's no way he's leaving his phone on the table. He's taking that sucker and putting it in his pocket. I'm pretty sure that Cat has never seen, all she knows is that his phone is black, and that's it, the color. Anything in it or whatever, she probably has no clue. And, from what you gather and hear from Cat, I'm pretty sure she kind of doesn't care. Her thing is just like, whatever, just give me my DoorDash and pay the bills and just let me play Fallout, or Skyrim. Snort Carl, what is up, Pimp? Let's go, dude. That's right. That's what we're doing. We're going. Happy New Year, by the way. Drag Z, how long do you think Cat will last with Piggy? Well, they got married, in 2018, and they dated a little bit before that. Everybody knows the lore. You guys know that Cat was with someone else, and Piggy snuck into the DMs, and they started chatting, and apparently, she was in a pretty, she was in a great situation, and, Piggy, I guess, promised her the world and, money and housing and a cat and whatever else, and she went along. So, I think, I think it's contingent on where DSP goes with his channel. If he gets demonetized from YouTube and he can't stream, and he can't make the money that he used to, and he can't go back to Twitch, he may need to get a job. And if he has to get a job, then that all bets off. That changes the parameters of the relationship. That changes the fact that, Phil will be there. Phil will be able to, it changes a whole lot of stuff. And it changes Kat's current lifestyle, her situation. So she may decide to get up and go. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about their relationship, but just based on what I hear and what I see, it's one of convenience. So, I mean, I guess if she finds another better option, she may go that route. So, this year will be very critical. Let's see how Phil manages, especially now with Low Tier God being getting the boot from YouTube and having to stream on Trovo or whatever that horrible site is. So, if Phil has to go that route, yeah, all bets are off. What's up, Five Eyes? What is up, Pimp? Let's see. Here is my most pressing question. Should Kat be hired by the UN to tour the world refilling dropping water tables? All right, Pimp. So that is a good question, but you should definitely know the answer to this one. Think about it. Now, think about it. So I'm guess what you're saying is that, since Kat cries for everything, because DSP just makes her cry nonstop for all the terrible crap that he does. Kat can flood the house, the area, the rivers, and so on. And of course, you guys know that there are many, many, many countries in this world where they don't have clean running water. Either, they have deserts and no water, or they don't have clean water. And what my boy Five Eyes is saying here is that Kat can produce enough tears to fill up those reservoirs and give everyone good drinking water. But there is one problem with that theory. And the answer is going to be no, the UN shouldn't hire Kat for that. You know why? Because tears have salt. Tears have salt. When you cry and your tears come out, they have salt in them. So essentially what Kat will be doing would be actually creating mini oceans. And you can't drink ocean water. Now, if the country has the means to desalinate that water, then yes, but it's very expensive to do so. So until we can find out how to make freshwater tears come out of people, the answer is going to have to be no. But good question, though. Good question. Let's see. Jamie, do you think the divorce saga has an ending this year? Maybe. And I think the divorce saga started last February. Now, I know most people said that when that whole episode in February occurred where Phil couldn't stream and so on, that they believed that Kat may have lost her job. I think it was both. I think Kat lost her job and then Phil got into a fight with Kat. Just because of what he was saying afterwards and his demeanor and how we didn't hear about Kat for like a month. Remember? He didn't mention her. It all started the whole when he would go on his weekly grocery shopping list. Remember at that time, Kat would go all the time with him. They'd do it together. It was something they did together to spend time together. And then after this occurrence in February, she stopped. Like, you didn't hear about her going shopping or anything for about a month, And that told me that, one, she had no money because DSP won't bring her along unless she has money. And two, they weren't getting along. So, something has to happen. Something has to happen, like Phil gets departnered. If Phil gets departnered, all bets are off. All bets are off on whether Kat stays there or not, because that's going to upend her living situation. And, like I've always stated, their marriage is a marriage of convenience. So, Phil provides the money and the shelter, and then Kat provides, companionship, I guess, or Kat provides the marriage license so that Phil can say, I'm married. That's essentially what it is. So it's a marriage of convenience. But if something gets tipped off where Phil can no longer be that provider, then all bets are off. What's the point of Kat being there if she's not getting anything from it? So it depends. I would love to see it and find out, but season 15 is going to be a fire of DSP. Chris Johnson, can you change the color of lights behind you for a $25 tip, dude? Yes, I can. I definitely can do that. Actually, right now, I'm actually changing just for you for free. This one's for free. The next one's gonna cost you $25. I'm actually changing all my RGB lighting right now. So right now I have everything red. My keyboard, my computer, my backlit of my monitors, my pad, everything is flashing red. I'm gonna change it just for you, Pimp. Jonas, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Do you have a reason why you got into locales? Also, why is James? Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll answer the James Charles banner thing. So I had a buddy of mine create this banner for me. I just said, hey, just create something with my name. And I told him, I was like, oh, add, Wings, DSP, and Boogie. And then he's like, all right, well, it's not going to look right if you just have 3 people. So I said, whatever, pick whoever you want. I don't care. And he ended up picking James Charles. I think the other one is, what the hell's his name? He's a big PS5 pony. I forgot his name. Oh, Dreamcast guy or whatever. And, he just picked him. So that's the reason why James Charles is there. Reason why I got into locales, just like everyone else, I used to watch YouTube videos, and then every occasion I would see Boogie pop up, Wings pop up, DSP pop up. Well, for DSP, when I got into it, DSP and Wings were still on Twitch. So I would see a lot of like little clips of them posted on Wings, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people, And then I started looking at DSP and Wings on Twitch. And then for DSP, and Wings, I started seeing their old stuff, like the old Call of Duty stuff, just the old playthroughs that were on YouTube. So it was kind of just a morbid curiosity of who the hell are these people, And then, I started researching, getting into like who the hell these people are. And then I started seeing some of the really good documentaries. I started seeing the This Is How You Don't Play. And, I really got a glimpse of how terrible these people are. And then I was more of a Wings person. Like I used to watch Wings because he used to just be, his nonsense would just make me laugh. And I really didn't get too much into to DSP. And then I started watching more of DSP content a little bit before the whole Twitch saga where he got departed from Twitch. And then, just his utter crying and whining made me more of a DSP locale. So I kind of started doing both. I did Wings and DSP. But my main focus initially was Wings, and then it got really big for me with the weight loss surgery. Like I think I said this before, I actually gave Wings money when he was trying to raise money for the weight loss surgery. One, because I used to be a former fatty myself. I've struggled with weight, so I understand how tough it is. And he was actually willing to do something. Now, that was my big thing. When people complain about their weight and stuff like that, I always say, what are you doing? And if they say nothing, then I'm like, all right, well, stop bitching, stop complaining. He was actually willing to do something. So I was like, all right, I felt bad for the guy. So I actually gave him $100 and said, here's for your weight loss. Good luck. And then, he did pretty good initially. And then a month later, he just started eating trash and just not caring. And then it's just a pissy attitude. And then he bought that salvage Mustang with the money, part of the money. And I was just like, this guy's scamming people. And then that's when I kind of became a really hardcore detractor for Wings. And I just followed him. Most of my clip channel, my early clips were of Wings. And then with the whole Twitch saga with DSP, I kind of got very into DSP, and just found that he was actually even more deplorable than Wings. So that's why most of my content is about DSP and not as much about Wings as it used to be. Alrighty. How much spaghetti can you fit in your dresser? Well, I don't like spaghetti. I don't like any kind of noodle food. It just, I don't know what it is, but they look like worms or maggots, and I just can't deal with it. I actually have a very big dresser. I have one of those really, they're called, what are they called? They're kind of, it's English style furniture. So it's furniture specifically from England. So it's like the really big drawers. So my drawer is probably about like almost 6 feet tall, has about 8 different drawers, and they're big. So I can fit probably, I don't know, maybe about 40 pounds of spaghetti into one of those dressers. Yep. Interesting question. 5 Eyes again. Let's see. Do you think Wish.com LED lights will lure in more whales, or will it be Phil's charming yet professional stream style that will draw in? Oh god. His LED, first of all, his LEDs were crap. He claimed someone sent it to them, but you can clearly see that he bought them probably on Amazon for about $3. I mean, they just look tacky. They don't look really bright. That controller he has, only cheap LED settings have that crap. The newer ones actually have a little bit more of a robust control, and they actually give you writing. It's just not colors. So he definitely either bought that from Amazon, some knockoff Chinese brand that he picked up, or the Dutch Oven brothers are actually real and sent it to him, and told him, here, sprinkle this on your streams to make it look better. I'm all about improving your setup and stuff like that. So I give him a little clap and some props for actually trying something. The thing with DSP is that his history and his comments, and I just remember I did a video the other day about 2 years ago where he went on this rant and started raging over these YouTubers and Twitch people that actually were using LEDs and how they were all capping each other, and it was just a stupid gimmick just to get your money, and that it's dumb, and that he would never do it. And then 3 years later, what do you have? You have him rolling out some crappy LED lights. And what bothered me the most was he just went through capture card gate, where his cat laid on it, sat on it, did whatever, ended up breaking it and dying it because he was too stupid to actually prop that capture card somewhere on top of a table or a desk or somewhere, or do some cable management. No, he had it laying on the floor. God knows how dusty and dirty that capture card must have been, and his cat just laying on it, right? So you would think, all right, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not gonna lay stuff on the floor because I know my cat's gonna fuck with it, and yeah, it's just not gonna turn out. What does he do? He puts those LED lights on the floor. Then he starts yelling at his cat for trying to mess with him. The cat's gonna mess with him. He thinks it's string, and the light's gonna just lure it to him. So it's not his fault. And then he has the nerve to squirt him with water because Phil is too dumb and lazy to actually install them properly. And another thing that pissed me off is, why are you doing this on your stream? This is something you should do outside of your stream. Take an hour or two on your day off and do the LEDs. And when you come back, you say, hey, look, this is what I did. I added some artwork. I added some LED. I thought you guys would like it. And people would be like, oh, thank you. That's a great, good try, good, or whatever. They look nice. And, it shows a commitment to try to be better. But all that other shit with Phil just says it doesn't matter what you do. One, you're gonna do it wrong, and two, your past statements and comments kind of negate anything you do. That's why Phil, when he goes on these rant and rages about things and shits on people and products, I sit there and say to myself, that's gonna bite him in the butt one day. It's gonna come back. It's gonna bite him in the butt, and then people like me are going to clip it and say, hey, this is what you said last year about this, and now now you have a different tone. And it's funny because when he put out the LED lights and people started pointing out the fact that he shitted on people or content creators for using LED lights, he said, no, I didn't say that. What I was talking about was this. What I'm doing is perfectly fine. And it just made no sense. Bob Killer, I'm so far above you. Okie dokie. Gem Jock, is DSP your main source of income? No, it isn't. It's just a side thing for me. So I've told the story many times. I'm not gonna get into it again, but essentially I'm semi-retired. I sold off a business, and I essentially live off of royalty income from that. So that's my main source. I used to have some rental properties. I got rid of those, so I have that cash kind of sitting. I have savings, so on. DSP is kind of like, it's kind of play money for me, essentially. So, I mean, I make pretty nice ad revenue, which is good. I'm not gonna poop on that. But no, it's not my main source of income. No, if it goes away, it doesn't matter. To me, it's kind of like money. A stipend I would set aside for myself every week for just disposable to waste it on whatever I want. That's essentially what this YouTube DSP thing is for me. New Year and Pig Roach needs tips. Dude, wet snort. Oh, all right, Metal. I appreciate that. Lackey with the gout. Rick, which denthead do you think is going to be booted out of the cult for asking questions, Pimp? Well, we already know who that was. I think she kind of took herself out of it. So it's Plum Girl. So I think Plum Girl is gone. I haven't seen her on the stream for the last 2 or 3 days ever since Phil called her out like an idiot, and then called her out a second time. So she's gone. I know that a lot of people liked her. Like she was probably there more for the relationship she's cultivated in chat. That's why most people are actually there. That's why when you read his chat, like 75% don't care what Phil is doing. They're kind of there to engage with the other people. It may be Snow Carl. I mean, Snow Carl every so often gets tired of Phil's crap and he storms off, and then he eventually comes back. So it could be Storm Carl again. Yeah. Where's the all right. So I know I've been saying I'm gonna do the Discord for months. It's done. I already have it done. The only problem is that I don't have the Meebo bots and the security bots set up. I don't know how to do it. I'm like Phil, I don't know how to do it. Discord, I don't really fully understand Discord, to be honest. So I don't want to post something or publish something and then have it get all screwed up because I didn't set the security features up. Good news is that my boy Chill Mary actually told me yesterday he knows Discord. He can set it up for me. So we're going to set up some time and hopefully we can push out the Discord. Gun Grub and Galore, you always say that you're retired. What did you retire in and what was your degree? Okay, so my previous life, so when I went into college, my degree was business administration. And then I used to work at a healthcare insurance provider. So I did healthcare. I used to write med policy for the insurance company. So I'm the reason why certain prescription drugs aren't covered and why you got to pay specific copays and why you have to, have a prior authorization or step therapy or try a certain medication before you can get another medication. So I'm the reason. So you can blame your boy Doody for that. So I did that for many years. I got my master's degree in healthcare administration, which essentially it's a business degree, but with a focus with healthcare, mainly healthcare insurance. So that's kind of my, if you were to ask me kind of what is your specialty, I guess, it would be healthcare administration. So med policy, that stuff. So I know insurance, health insurance, I know regulations. I used to work with CMS. I worked for, setting up HMO, PPOs. I worked many different insurance companies, all the big ones, Independence Blue Cross, Aetna, CVS, all of those different ones. And made a decent living off of that, and I did that for, right after high school into my college years. And then my father and uncle used to own a business. So they had their business that they created and they set up. And, it wasn't something I was really interested in doing. My father had passed away when I was young. So my uncle kind of ran it. So it was a family business, but it was my uncle. He had no children. He never married, nothing. So he passed away. So when he passed away, everything kind of became, we were the sole owners of the business. And I kind of came on board to help facilitate it. So, just to have someone from the family. None of my siblings, no one else kind of wanted to bother with it. So I said, okay, I guess I can do it. I'll learn it. I'll do it. And then they had kind of a board. It wasn't an official, we were a private company. We didn't have stock or anything. But we kind of had a small board, and it was made up of about 7 people, and they kind of, worked and made decisions and so on. And I kind of relied on them for their expertise. And I kind of was, I managed kind of the day-to-day stuff. So I did that for several years. And then right before COVID, I started kind of growing a little bit tired of it. And the company was very successful. We had a couple patents. And we had about 3 or 4 different offers that would come to us almost every year, basically wanting to buy the company. Just because we actually, I don't want to get specific on what it is, but we had a couple patents that really worked with recycling the items we work with. So I'll just say that. And I think the patents were good for another 10 years. I think we had like 10 years before we'd have to renew it or whatever, or before it became public knowledge. And I grew tired of it. Not tired of it, but it was just something that wasn't my passion. I mean, it was good money, but it wasn't my passion. And then right before COVID, I was presented with an offer for the business, and it was really good. And essentially, we cut a check to kind of the board. They would get a small piece of it, nothing big or whatever. They would stay on and work for the company. That was nice because I wanted to keep I wanted to keep the factory there, the company. I wanted to keep the workers there because they've been there for many years. So essentially, I negotiated that kind of everything stays the same. They get new ownership. The person would buy it, which they agreed to. And then they made me an offer, which was very nice. And then what I ended up doing was I lowered the offer. Like I lowered the buying offer, and I allowed my siblings to get their cut. So essentially, they got their cut. I didn't take any of the money from that. What I ended up doing was I negotiated a royalty. So going forward, everything that's ever sold in the business, I get a cut of it. So essentially, I get a small percentage of every unit that gets sold. So I essentially get a quarterly check from the company with my royalties. So that allowed me to retire. So that's why I sat retired. I say I'm semi-retired because I still do some other things. I'm only 47. I'm not that old. So I still had a couple other businesses, side things that I would do. And but I essentially consider myself semi-retired. I could be fully retired if I want. But I need something to keep me busy. I'd probably go stir crazy if I didn't do something. So hope that answered the question. Can we get bubbles? Oh yes, bubbles. I can't show them, but I'm blowing them right now for you, Elaine. Happy New Year to you, Elaine, too. I miss you. King Reddit, 2023 year of Doody. Woo! I hope so, man. I hope so. I want a couple other channels to blow up. I want Chill Mary to blow up. I think he's near almost 2,000 subs. His channel is really good. I hope he really blows up. The Track to Dave is really good. He's a good content creator. There's another guy called Tinnitus. I can't remember his name, but he's good. I watched a lot of his content. I would like to see his channel blow up, definitely. So, are you close to surpassing down from the Raptors on WWE Champions? Dude, we all know you play. I cannot either confirm or deny that. That is a trade secret. Exposing that information out could be detrimental to my family. And you guys know I have to protect my family, so I can't say. Professor Val, why am I toxic? I don't know. Probably watching my channel, probably watching Phil. That'll get you real toxic quick. Matthew, what's Phil's address? Can't say here, but a simple Google search will answer that question. Justin Norris, tips, where are they? Yes, where are my tips? Come on, people. I know I haven't streamed in a while. I'm probably gonna stream later today. Just to see how everyone's doing. But yeah, you guys can do. Come on, people. Let me know. I'll give you my mailing address. You guys can send me tips. Let's see. They're trying to weaponize it. I don't believe Cat is still in the picture, to be honest. He's so weird looking, awkward, even with his family. Yeah, I mean, it's excuse me. It's very, very weird that his wife never shows up. She never goes shopping with him. And everything really took a sharp turn last February, where he had that stream where he kind of had a mini meltdown. He was gone. And then for like a month after that, we didn't even hear about Cat. So yeah, definitely. I think something's up there. So definitely we will watch that for 2023 to see if that expands. I know it pretty much doesn't. I know it doesn't help that Cat keeps losing jobs. So maybe that's the argument. Phil needs that money. I'm pretty sure that Phil makes Cat direct deposit her check into Phil's account every 2 weeks. No money. Okay. Yeah. Money's tight, Pimp. Money's tight. All right. So we're almost close to the end. So, Rich, where's the capture cards? Well, he claimed he's gonna take them back today to Kohl's, those 2 that he bought, but I doubt it. I doubt he's gonna do that. He's probably gonna put them in the closet, thinking, well, if my capture cards break, I'll have one right away, so I won't lose, streaming time or whatever. I mean, that's the mindset he has. Why don't you ad block? 2 reasons. Actually, I think I answered this in the actual questions. So 2 reasons. One, I feel a little hypocritical using ad block, especially on other content creators, especially when I kind of make a living on YouTube with ad revenue. So yeah, it's really funny. I actually watch other content creators. I'll watch their ads for them because they're pumping out content, whatever. They're taking the time or whatever. They're trying to monetize, make a little bit of money. So I'll watch an ad or 2 for them. and just give them that little bit of money. So yeah, I like to be honest about it. All you guys know I monetize my videos and stuff like that. And I do make some money every month from the ad revenue. Yeah, and there's no point in lying or watching all. Yeah, I make some cheddar off of Phil and wings. So yeah, that's why I don't have ad revenue. Plus the meme is funny. I like to say, oh my god, oh, ad block, it's kind of a little meme for me. So it's not that Doody's an old head like a lot of you guys try to say. Yes, I'm an old head, but I'm trendy. I know what's going on. I'm hip. Your boy Doody is hip. He knows all the cool words. He understands. He has his ear to the ground. His heart is in the hood, so he knows what's up. All right. It's just when it comes to ad block and stuff like that, it's just I feel like I'll be a hypocrite, and it's a way of supporting other content creators. Doody streams, what a shill. You should try begging for tips, dude. No, I can't, man. I can't, man. I can't. I don't think I could even utter the words tip me so I can pay my back taxes. I mean, no. I do streams and stuff like that. If people want to contribute, I appreciate it. I thank them. If they don't, it's all good. Like I always say, ad revenue is nice. It's not bad. I know a lot of people like to complain that they can't make, tons and tons of ad revenue, but if you're smart with your content, you can make some good ad revenue. So no tipping, no requesting for tips. Look at his arms. Yeah, I know his arms are disgusting. And yesterday, if you guys saw my video with the daily wrap stuff, he had scratched his scab. Or his liver spot, or whatever the hell he has back there, and it was disgusting. And I think he has like eczema or psoriasis because he's always picking at his skin like he has dryness or scabs, and it's pretty foul. What was your occupation? I think I mentioned that earlier, but essentially, right out of high school and college, I worked for several health insurance companies. I guess my occupation varied. I started out as what did I do when I initially started? I was like a claim rep, and then I became a manager for the claims department, handling medical claims. Then I moved into like formulary and prescription drugs, pharmacy, that whole avenue of health insurance. I've worked with system setup, so I worked at a company where they had migrated a new claim system, so I worked on that. I kind of anything healthcare related, health insurance related, I've done for many years. And then in my older years, I kind of retired from that and went to work for my father and my uncle's business, which I sold a few years back. So right now I'm retired or semi-retired. I do some YouTubing, and then I used to do real estate, but I got out of that, and yeah, so I don't know what the future has for me, so I'm just chilling right now. I guess my biggest occupation would be dad. So my daughters, I have two girls, one's in college, one's in high school, my youngest has special needs, so it's kind of just being there and trying to spend as much time as I can with them, making sure I'm setting them up for success. So oldest is in college, and youngest is in high school. So yeah, so dad, I guess, is my occupation now. So that and the tractor. Alrighty, folks, thank you very much. I appreciate all the questions. Oh my lord, we almost made it to an hour. It's 58 minutes long, this video. Oh my god, there's gonna be a lot of ads on this, so brace yourself. Now, my apologies if you guys do get a lot of ads, just skip them. It's not a big deal. But at least watch one. Give me some ad revenue. I would appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you guys like this content. I definitely like answering your questions. You guys make me laugh. You guys ask some funny ones. Maybe I'll do one like once a month or whatever, just to get some content whenever Phil is off. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's your boy Doody. I'm out.